Welcome back to another exciting live trading session. Today, we're diving into a strategy that I personally love and recommend, especially for those who are just starting out, the Williams Alligator Indicator strategy. Before we get into the live trades, I just want to mention I've already explained this strategy in detail in my previous video. So if you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend checking it out first. It'll help you understand the logic and reasoning behind each move I make in this session. Now, let's quickly go over the settings I'm using for the Williams Alligator. You can pause the video right here and note them down if you want to follow along or apply it on your own charts. This indicator is honestly a gem for beginners. It gives you clear entry and exit signals, helping you make smart and profitable trades without getting overwhelmed by too many indicators or complicated setups. To make this setup even more powerful and reliable, I've added an additional indicator, Supertrend. Well, let me tell you, the Supertrend acts like a smart filter that boosts your confidence in every trade. It gives super clear signals, and when combined with the alligator, it creates a high probability, almost zero loss setup. Yes, you heard that right, almost zero loss. Even in the rare case where you do face a loss, it's usually very minimal and easy to recover. That's why I absolutely love this combo, especially for beginners who want to trade with confidence and avoid confusion. Don't worry, I'll walk you through exactly how to use this combined setup step by step in this live trading session. I'll show you when to enter, when to exit, and how to avoid fake signals. Now here are the settings I'm using for the Supertrend indicator. Feel free to pause the video right now and note them down so you can set it up exactly the way I'm using it. So, let's get into the charts and see this powerful combo in action. Trust me, once you understand this setup, you'll feel much more confident and ready to trade like a pro. Take a look at the chart here. You'll notice that the price is moving above the blue line, which represents the alligator's jaw. This is our first clue that the market is potentially turning bullish. At the same time, notice how the green line, lips, crosses above the red line, teeth. This crossover is a classic buy signal in the Williams Alligator strategy. Now here's the cherry on top. The Supertrend indicator is also flashing a fresh buy trend at the exact same time. When both the alligator crossover and the Supertrend signal align like this, it gives us a high probability, low risk trade setup. In simple terms, this is what I like to call a clear, profitable buy signal. Once you enter the trade, just ride the Supertrend. Stay in the trade as long as the Supertrend remains green and the price stays above the alligator lines. And for your exit, it's super simple. Just close your trade when the price drops below the green line, the lips of the alligator. This helps you lock in your profits and avoid reversals. Take a look at the chart right here. You'll notice that the price is now trading below the blue line, which is the jaw of the alligator. This tells us that the market is weakening and heading into a potential downtrend. Next, we watch the green and red lines closely. When the green line, the lips, crosses below the red line, the teeth, that's our official sell signal in the Williams Alligator strategy. This crossover signals that the alligator is waking up to a bearish move, and we should be prepared to take action. To make the signal even stronger, we look at the Supertrend. If the Supertrend also switches to red and shows the beginning of a bearish trend, then it's game on. This dual confirmation from both the alligator and the Supertrend gives us a clear and profitable sell setup. When both these indicators align, it greatly reduces the chances of false signals and helps us take confident entries. Once you enter the trade, just ride the Supertrend downward. Hold your position as long as the Supertrend stays red and the price continues moving below the alligator lines. And here's the golden rule for exiting the trade. Close your position when the price moves above the green line, the lips of the alligator. That's your cue to take profits and stay safe from any reversals. Let's jump into the charts now and see how this works in real time. Stay tuned, more live trades coming up. All right, my dear traders, let me share what I'm currently seeing on the chart. Based on my analysis, it looks like the market is gearing up for an upward move. Things are setting up quite nicely, and I'm getting ready for a potential buy opportunity. So here's my plan. I'm keeping a close eye on the blue line, which, as you know, represents the alligator's jaw. Now, according to the Williams Alligator strategy, when the price breaks above the blue line, that's our first hint that the trend might be changing direction and the bulls are stepping in. But I won't rush into the trade just yet. Patience is key. Once the price crosses above the blue line, I'll wait for a clear confirmation signal, like the green line crossing above the red line, or a supportive signal from the supertrend turning green. These confirmations help me avoid fakeouts and only enter when the setup is truly strong and reliable. All right, my dear traders, here comes the moment we've been patiently waiting for. Everything is finally lining up perfectly, and it's time to take action. The price has now crossed above the blue line, which is the alligator's jaw. That's our first clue that the market is waking up and shifting into bullish mode. Next, the green line, the lips, has crossed above the red line, the teeth. This crossover is our second confirmation. It tells us that momentum is picking up and the trend is starting to move in our favor. And the cherry on top, the Supertrend Indicator has turned green, signaling the start of a fresh uptrend. This is the final green light we need to confidently enter the trade. So right here, I'm going to enter a buy trade and ride this trend as it develops. Remember, this type of setup is what we wait for when everything aligns perfectly. It reduces confusion, builds confidence, and helps us make smarter trading decisions without overthinking. Here comes the real secret that many beginners often miss. Even when you get 3 strong confirmations, sometimes the market can still trick you. Yes, you heard that right. This setup looked perfect, but this trade turned out to be a false signal. Let me show you exactly how to spot such false signals in advance so you can avoid unnecessary losses and trade smartly. So at first, everything looked good. Price crossed above the blue line, the alligator's jaw. Green line crossed above the red line. Super trend turned green. But here's where the twist comes in. Right after we entered the trade, the very next candle formed a strong, powerful red candle. This red candle wasn't just any candle. It was a classic bearish engulfing pattern. It means the red candle completely engulfed or swallowed the previous green candle, and it closed in the opposite direction. This is a strong sign that buyers lost control and sellers are now stepping in with full strength. Now let's take a closer look at the super trend. Notice how it's not forming a sharp upward curve or spike. Instead, it's moving flat without any clear momentum or peak. This is a warning sign. A flat super trend often indicates that the market lacks strength and direction, and we might be dealing with a false breakout or a trap setup. So even though all the indicators were green and gave us the go-ahead, the candlestick formation and the flat super trend told us a different story. The market was not ready to go up. Instead, it was getting ready to reverse and move down. This is why it's so important to not just rely on indicators, but to also read the candles and understand the overall price action. Always take a moment to observe how the candles behave right after your entry. If you see a strong reversal pattern like a bearish engulfing paired with a flat super trend, it's better to exit early or avoid the trade altogether. Protecting your capital is more important than chasing every setup. And right now, I know this is a confirmed false signal. So it's time to make a smart decision and exit the trade early to avoid a bigger loss. Now, in most strong trends, the price should bounce off this green line and continue upward. But here, the bounce is weak. The price is hovering around the same level, unable to push any higher. That's a red flag. I'm going to exit the trade right here, near this level where price is clearly getting rejected. No hesitation, just smart risk management. And yes, I'm closing the position with a small loss of $105. Trying to hold onto a trade that's showing signs of failure usually turns a small loss into a much bigger one. Exiting early is not a failure. It's a sign of a disciplined trader who knows how to protect capital and live to trade another day. So I took the loss and I'm completely okay with it because it was calculated, controlled, and based on a clear trading plan. This is what professional trading looks like. It's not about always winning. It's about managing the risk and making sure you're around for the next great opportunity. Stay tuned. The market always gives us another chance. Now check this out. The blue line is above the red line, and the red line is above the green line. This specific alignment of the Williams Alligator indicator is a classic sign of a bearish trend formation. It shows that the market is starting to lose strength from the top and momentum is shifting downward. And right on cue, the Supertrend Indicator has also turned red, another great confirmation that a potential downtrend is beginning. But as always, I don't want to jump in too quickly. Even though everything looks good at first glance, I believe in playing it smart. So instead of rushing into the trade, I decide to wait for one more candle just to make sure this isn't a false signal. Okay, now let's see what the next candle does. Boom. The next candle is also a strong red candle. That's our first green flag. But more importantly, the super trend is not flat. Instead, it has formed a sharp spike downward. That's exactly what we want to see. A spiky super trend shows that there's real momentum behind the move, and this isn't just a small dip, it's a genuine push from the sellers. It's a clear and confident sell signal. So right here, I enter a sell trade with full confidence, knowing that the setup is strong and the market conditions support the move. Always remember, confirmation is key. Even if all the indicators say go, waiting for just one more candle can often protect you from false breakouts and increase your accuracy. Be patient, stay focused, and trade with clarity. Let's see how this trade plays out. You can clearly see how the price is taking resistance from both the green and red lines of the Williams Alligator indicator, just like we expected. Each time the price tried to rise, it hit the red or green line and then got rejected, pushing back down again. This is exactly what we call textbook resistance. These rejections confirm that sellers are still in control and the downtrend is very much active. And guess what? Right now, I'm sitting on a solid profit, $2,000. Yes, you heard that right. $2,000 in one clean move based on this strategy. It's always satisfying to see a trade go your way, especially when you followed your setup with discipline and confidence. I'm starting to notice that the price is struggling to move down further. It's slowing down near a support level and showing signs of hesitation. This doesn't mean it won't continue downward. It might. But this is where I like to apply a bit of wisdom. Rather than getting greedy and hoping for more, I choose to lock in my profit and walk away with a smile. Because let's be honest, $2,000 is a fantastic profit for one trade, and that's exactly what professional trading is all about. So I've gone ahead and closed the trade right here and booked the $2,000 profit. Yes, the price might continue to drop after this, but I'm okay with that. I'd rather walk away with solid gains than risk giving them back to the market. That's the power of trading with discipline, strategy, and experience. And that's it for today's live trading session, my dear traders. I truly hope you enjoyed watching and learning from this session, especially the zero-loss strategy that I shared with you today using the Williams Alligator and Supertrend indicators. It's simple, powerful, and beginner-friendly. And when used with discipline, it can help you make consistent and confident trades. Remember, it's not just about catching big moves, it's about making smart decisions, reading the market behavior, and exiting at the right time. That's where the real magic happens. If you found value in this session, please do me a small favor. Like the video, share it with your fellow traders, comment below and let me know your thoughts or any questions. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss powerful strategies like this in the future. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay focused, and as always, happy trading.